All right, welcome back to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Just kind of reflecting on what we talked about real quick. We had our WWE SmackDown preview. Then we talked about my Thursday Night Wrestling review, Ring of Honor Honor Club 82. We also talked about TNA Impact that happened last night. And we talked about the top 10 men in professional wrestling, obviously, all my opinion. And we're going to talk about the women now. So obviously, if you have any ideas or maybe where you would rank some of these girls, go ahead and shoot it in the chat. We could talk about it. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on and talk about these amazing women. All right, so we talked about the men, and now we're going to talk about the girls. At number 10, I have Julia. Julia, she's just a walking wrestling machine. She really honestly doesn't really say much on the mic, but at the same time, she doesn't really need to. She can back it up. Seems like she's very like enthusiastic, charismatic. Um, Once again, another, Japanese style like wrestling and wrestler and stuff like that to kind of come from that promotion. So they have good wrestlers over there. So, obviously WWF is more or less kind of embracing it more now, more than ever. So, I think Julia is a huge, she's kind of like people like other wrestlers in Japan are probably going to follow in the footsteps to WWE, kind of like with Asuka, and all that. So I would love to see them go against each other, Asuka and Io Sky. Actually, I think it was my man Logan James who mentioned it last podcast, who left the message. And I left the message as well. Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, best cinema promo, cinema promo video year. Yeah, no, they're definitely gonna have some pretty awesome promos heading into Bad Blood. Like I said, I feel like this is kind of Cody Rhodes' last stint within the bloodline for a while. So it's I feel like WWE owes it to be like, kind of like this grand gesture. So I think it's definitely think it's gonna be sick. All right, at number 9, I got Liv Morgan, the WWE World Heavyweight Women's Champion. I dig what Liv Morgan's doing overall on Monday Night Raw. I do. My opinion of her, obviously, I think she's a better chaser than a champion. People get behind her more when she doesn't have the title belt around her waist or laped over her shoulder. But like I said, she's doing what she has to do. She's cutting good promos with this whole Dominic Mysterio thing, and just egging Rhea Ripley on. I'd be shocked if Rhea Ripley defeats Liv Morgan at Bad Blood. I gotta be honest. I would be shocked. Definitely think something's going to happen, obviously, and then that's going to lead to more Survivor Series, war games. And I kind of, got a little crazy with the predictions last night. And I was thinking about it. I was like, it'd be so cool to have a team Liv against the team Ripley would be. I think that'd be pretty cool. You know what I mean? You kind of have all the heels against all the baby faces inside the cage at WWE Survivor Series. So I thought that would be pretty cool. At number 9, I got Liv Morgan. Number 8, Tiffany Stratton. It's Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton, she's all right. She's all right. At first when she made it to the WWE, I was kind of like, all right, where's WWE getting these girls from? You know what I mean? But this girl's athletic. She puts on great matches. She hits her spots, and she's great on the mic. And she's just like that in your face, kind of like annoying, but that's just her. That's just the style, and I feel like WWE has overall kind of brought out the most of her character. And I love her as the Money in the Bank winner. I think, when she cashes in, I think she's gonna win. It'd be kind of cool to kind of have her, but then again, I don't want her to be one of those champions that win. And just because she has the Money in the Bank, and then the way she keeps her title reign going is just interference after interference after interference. So I definitely don't want that for her overall. I like how WWE is booking her in some solid matches where she actually does defeat most of her opponents, cleanly. So, definitely think this, future of WWE. Obviously, maybe WWE still has a couple of more months to kind of hold off on it before her cash in. But, I hope by that time they, kind of have her credibility high. So when she wins the championship, people just don't look at it like kind of like how I see Liv Morgan as a champion. You know what I mean? So at number 8, I got Tiffany Stratton. Number 7, I got Mina Shirakawa, obviously a title holder as well. She's making it to AEW to confront Mariah May. Says that Mariah May has changed. She's not the same person anymore. and she has changed, and she's not the same, obviously, without Tony Storm. But Mina Shirakawa, wherever she goes, you know, she's money. Basically, she puts on great matches. 1,010%. That's the reason why she's on this list. I appreciate, obviously, every single time she's on the screen. She leaves this like, is she a heel? Is she a baby face? Kind of like, I don't know, kind of like this unpredictability. I guess that's the right word I was looking for. The fact that she's not really predictable, kind of, I'm like, oh, it's kind of cool to kind of see somebody like that. That's the reason why, Randy Orton has kind of made a living off of it throughout his career, where he's not really a heel, he's not really a babyface. He's going to go out there and do whatever you know, do whatever it does to make the Viper look good. So I got Mina Shirakawa at 7. At number 6, I got Rhea Ripley. I love Rhea. I definitely think she's the future of WWE. They're locking down a contract with her as we speak. They're looking to extend her and Nia Jax and Liv Morgan as well. But she's just, and I know this is going to sound kind of weird. She's super dominant as a champion. I can get, how WWE creative can get a little bunched up because they're like, okay, how could we make somebody beat Rhea Ripley, but it makes sense, and they have to beat her cleanly, and that's not going to happen. That's the kind of like what TNA and the Knockouts division right now. I don't think anybody could defeat Jordan Grace cleanly. Obviously you kind of have this babyface approach from Rhea Ripley. I personally want to see Charlotte Flair come back and feud with Rhea. I think that would be, kind of bring out the best of both of those competitors. A huge test for Charlotte Flair, coming back from, surgery from, tearing her meniscus, her ACL and her MCL and stuff like that. So Rhea Ripley, is the future of women's division on Monday Night Raw. I like her darkness approach. I think when WWE Raw goes to Netflix, you're gonna see more like edgier content from these what is it, the Terror Twins, and I don't know, it'd be kind of cool. I definitely believe in Rhea Ripley, and she's one of the best to do it. So at number 6, I got Rhea Ripley. At number 5, I got Athena. Athena has become the longest reigning Ring of Honor champion of all time, not even the women's. Obviously on top of that, the women's. But this girl, all she does is win, 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 no matter what. I'm just kidding. No, but no, she really does. She really does. This girl can't lose. And why would she? She puts on, oh my God, every single time she's inside the ring, she's always doing something new and innovative, something that a lot of women's wrestlers that are kind of like, damn, like they kind of, they feel look up to her. I can imagine that 1,010%. She was great in WWE NXT. Ember Moon, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, going to Ring of Honor, and I'm just so happy for her to have all this success in Ring of Honor. So at number 5, I have Athena. At number 4, I have Mercedes Mone, and I'm not the biggest fan. Like I said, I do appreciate how she kind of goes out there and she knows that she's great. She knows that she's one of the best to ever, recently in modern professional wrestling. She has that it factor to her. You know what I mean? Like she has that like that star mentality. And that's cool. And that's exactly what she should have. And that's why fans love her. That's why some fans hate her. I hated her. I hated her as a babyface, but as a heel, I've kind of warmed up to her more because it just fits her so perfectly. You know what I mean? She has it all. She's got the looks, she got the talent, she got the Monet. And it just makes sense for her to be a heel. So when she was a babyface, I was like, no, thank you. As a heel, I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do it. All right. So on number 4, I got Mercedes Moné. And number 3, I got Roxanne Perez, the NXT Women's Champion, cutting an awesome promo with CM Punk saying that I should have been a Drew McIntyre fan. Saying I preferred your wife. This girl is like dynamite, man. Come in small packages, but this girl's going to talk she's gonna talk crap. She's gonna definitely belittle you. You might be taller than her, but at the same time, you probably feel 3 feet standing in the ring with her because of the way she just runs her mouth and her athletic abilities. I definitely think NXT made a great choice choosing her to kind of be the face of the women's division because she has attitude, man. She has crazy attitude. It's a delight to watch her on NXT. I love it when she gets into other girls' face and stuff like that because that's just good TV. Like everybody on the NXT roster, I don't know if she has any allies. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even that bad guy on the wrestling roster, at least there's some other guy that might go to bat for him. Like, for example, you got Gunther, you got Ludwig Kaiser, you know what I mean? But you don't really have like a, like the person that's going to go out and like have your back. So Roxanne Perez is literally doing this all on her own. So she's a prodigy. So not really any surprises there. All right. So at number 3, I got Roxanne Perez. Number 2, I got Nia Jax. Nia Jax. I'm happy that she has this title run. Definitely it's about time, but I just don't want it to be cut short anytime soon. What's going to happen between her and Tiffany Stratton? It should be interesting. That's an interesting topic to kind of think of. I probably have to do a whole segment about, what exactly could happen with Nia Jax, her future. Should she drop the belt? Should she not? Because, she deserves it. Like, she's been with the wrestling organization for so long. She actually left, and a lot of people thought she was not going to come back, but she did. And she's part of a great family inside the professional wrestling industry. And, not that she's, solely depending on her status of being related to people like The Rock and Roman Reigns and stuff like that. When she goes out there and she cuts some great promos. She goes out there and she wrestles, and like although like what I was talking about, like bigger superstars, in physique and stuff like that. Not trying to be a jerk, but it's hard to book matches against them. But whenever she's in a match, she finds a way to make her other opponent look look good. You know what I mean? Because from the naked eye, you kind of look at the match and you're like, man, this girl's gonna squash this other girl in like 3 seconds. But no, they actually, she actually makes a pretty good match out of it. All right, number 1, I got Jordynne Grace. I got the Juggernaut. No surprise there. This girl was made in a lab. She's fast. She's strong. She's aggressive. She's smart. She has it all. Literally, this girl's like the best thing since sliced bread in the women's division in all of professional wrestling. So at number 1, we got the TNA Knockouts World Champion Jordynne Grace. All right, guys. Well, hey, do not go anywhere. What we do every Friday, our last segment, we're going to talk about my wrestling news roundup. So grab your favorite snack, grab your favorite ice cold beverage, and join me here in about like 20 seconds.